All right, so here's something that I'm really bad at, and I'm going to try to rectify a little bit today. I actually wanted to take a little time and clean up the garage a little bit because things are getting a little hairy. You're getting tons of boxes in, tons of parts, and I actually lost a box somewhere around here. I'm not sure where the one box is, but I need to find that. But anyway, just to give you an idea of what this looks like in here. So I have like tools scattered everywhere, spare parts, more tools. Yeah, my sockets are all over the place. Probably hard to see in here, but I got tools up here, so it's sort of a real mess. I tried to put everything in this cabinet, um, but I really need to do a better job. I mean, a tire sitting over here, and other parts and boxes and tubes. It's just a mess. Anyway, boxes up here. These are all empty. I'm going to break those down. But anyway, this is probably not how you should keep your work area. It's how things tend to get lost. But the problem is I only have a set amount of time to work on the car during the week. Actually, never during the week. It's normally on the weekends. But I also have family commitments to take care of, like we all do. So I'm just trying to do what I can do, you know, to get this thing finished and still have time for the other things in my life. So I'm going to cut out now. Today I'm going to try to add some of the brake lines, do some more brake work up here. I got the shoes and the other brake equipment for this. These lines from inline tube are really good shape. They did a real nice job on these things. Got to watch about this thing. The springs do shift, and that actually should be sort of up there like the other one is. Protects it from rocks and things like that and getting nicked. And then probably try to tackle this some of this master cylinder, which will go there. That's another new line. You can see that in the back, the silver one that I put in yesterday. New distribution block, which will go down there. A little hard to see, but right where those tubes are hanging out, there'll be a distribution block for the dual master cylinder, which is right here. And we talked about that earlier. Some other brake lines here. So I'll be back. Okay, this is the back of the car, doing the brake lines. So up here near the muffler on this bracket, this clamp is, or this line is was held in by this C clamp. So you know that. Looks like it wraps around, comes to here where there's a clamp right here for it, and then it comes around and goes into and follows the body panel. So there's another clamp down here. Can you see it? I'm pointing to it right there. And then it looks like that follows down along the pinch weld of the car. Taking apart the brakes. I have no idea how to use this. Does anybody know how to use this tool? This is how they used to take babies out of women in the old days. I used to do this with a screwdriver when I was a kid. Anyway, I know this one's easy to get off. I've done this one before. I'm going to have to YouTube how to use this brake tool. Something about old cars. They smell like old oil, old gas. It's kind of a good smell, but not a good smell at the same time. Alright, I'm going to cut back. I'm going to see how about using this brake tool. I like this. I like sliding into the frame. Anyway, this is my knee, by the way. Hi, knee. Oh, that's a bad joke. Bad old joke. Anyway, I found a cool video on how to use brake pliers, and I'm going to link that in the description because it's really helpful, and I thank that gentleman. So what you do actually is on this side of the tool is a little, I guess like a lever, you would call it maybe, or a cam. So apparently you put this on the stud and twist. Look at that. Pulls off the springs. That's really cool. Alright, so we'll try to do the same thing on this side. I never had one of these cool tools when I was a kid. We used to do this with, well, that didn't work. We used to do this with pliers and screwdrivers. Nice having the right tools for a change. Another thing that I don't really get. Pop you in here. These springs down here that hold the shoes in. I'm used to the kind that have, there's a post behind and then there's a clip in the front. These are a little bit different. Not really sure how to get those off. I don't know if I have to get some light in there to see if there's like a little catch that goes on there. But we'll figure this out. I mean, it doesn't really matter because, okay, I see it is actually a little, I don't think I have a tool for this. It is a little spring hook. There's a hook on the spring. So that's what that looked like. There's a little hook that goes in this, but there's also a little clip. This one's pretty rusty. I hope they have I hope I have these. I mean, it don't really do anything except hold the shoe on, but still. Alright, so we got that and that. Let's get this side off. These shoes actually aren't in bad shape as far as having meat on them. Yeah, screwdriver works too, I guess. Alright, so I got all the brake springs off. Now I'm having trouble with one of the bolts right here, holding the wheel cylinder on. I got the other one off, but this front is really, I don't know why this front brake is really rusted out. So I've already spun the socket on this head of this bolt twice, so I don't want to strip it out anywhere. So I'm going to try to put some heat on it and see what happens with that. So make sure all flammables are out of the area. Nothing. I wouldn't mind if it broke. Let's break. Everything else breaks. Come on. That ain't working. Okay guys, just so, because I like to show you everything that goes on with the car, especially when I do things that are kind of dumb. I had, from the factory manual, how to install these brakes, but there's one thing I could not get the drum to go back on after, and I realized finally that if I remove that self-adjuster that's right there, the brake drum would slide on easily. But then I also realized, and it took me a long time, I had to kind of re-download on the computer, and I'm like, wait a minute, I have my self-adjuster in the wrong location. So instead of this, where it's at right here and where it should be, I completely just bonehead forgot, because I've done drum brakes before. I had the self-adjuster between here and here, which would stretch out the bottom of the interrupted. Anyway, I was out here with a hammer and a foot, and even contemplated on trying to see if I had the wrong brake shoes, and you can see I even kind of damaged one of the brake shoes, just because I wasn't really paying attention. And I know that day I was very frustrated because of another issue I have with the brand new brake lines, which we'll get to at some point. But anyway, once I set the adjuster in the proper location, let's see if I can do this one-handed. Sorry for the bad camera work, but you can see that the drum does slide on there the way it's supposed to. But anyway, like I said, I like to show everything that goes on with this. I am no way an expert. Everything I've learned about cars, I sort of learned on my own from playing with them when I was a kid. When I say kid, teenager. But that was going on 40 years ago, so it's been 40 years ago, maybe even more. But anyway, just wanted to show you that. And first brake one is done. I'll be doing the other side and the fronts hopefully this weekend, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.